Focus. Focus. There we go. Hi. You haven't seen my face in a very long time. It's been a while. I was gonna do like a cute intro thing where I was gonna like come in all awkward like into frame and stuff, but my tripod is broken, so I'm literally just holding the camera in my hand. So it's been a while. You haven't seen my face in what? More than half a year? It's come to my attention that for some reason, by all logic, one would assume that I have abandoned my channel after being gone for so long. Despite this, I've gained more subscribers, and that makes no sense to me. Hi, welcome to my channel. I don't really expect a lot of people to like watch this video. Nothing against like my subscribers, obviously, but I just feel like y'all care more about reviews than like my update, me trying to do like an update explaining myself type of thing. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, last time I looked at my channel, I had like 20 subscribers ish, maybe like 18, and now there's like 70. I don't know what's going on. Like, I know like a lot of people are like, that's not a lot of subscribers. Your first milestone isn't until you get like 1,000 or like 5,000 subscribers. I've never had 70 subscribers before. 70 people is a lot to me, so you know, just let me have this. It is currently June 10th, 12:23 a.m. It's quite hot in my room. It was hot today. It was like 90. It's obviously cooled down by now, but like it's still kind of hot. This is supposed to be an update of sorts, and I'm going to try to walk you through what I've been up to lately, what I plan on doing with my channel here on out, and what I feel about what's going on in the world today. So this is all flow of consciousness. I have like bullet points on my phone of what like things that I need to make sure I talk about, but like this is gonna be kind of a ranty video. So let's rewind to December of last year of 2019, maybe a little bit before December. I made a backlog of videos that I didn't end up posting. I have so many videos that I recorded and never edited, or like I edited it and then never posted it. I planned on posting all different kinds of videos, but I was like just so hung up on it and never posted it. But basically, I started doing videos talking about my mental health and like what kind of place I was in and how I was feeling and stuff like that, just because I was not necessarily in a mood to be reading. Even though that's the whole reason why I wanted to start my channel, was to get back into reading, and I haven't been doing that, so I'm like really disappointed in myself, but that's a whole different other thing. So for December and January, I've basically just been recording, you know, videos along those lines and just not posting them really like I should be. I'm trying to like not get gradually closer to the camera. I'm sorry. I'm like invading your personal space. And then after January, sometime after January, maybe February, I was more caught up in personal problems and personal things going on in my life, so I wasn't really recording anything, wasn't really doing anything with this channel, and I ultimately like low-key forgot about it. And then coronavirus happened. Then I was just at home, and I was like, hey, I'm at home. I literally have nothing to do. Do you think I thought to record videos? No, and I should have. But I think the biggest thing is that I was stuck on what kind of content I wanted to do on my channel, because I feel as though I have a lot of like interests outside of reading, right? And I made a channel dedicated to like books and reading, and I was like, it wouldn't make sense for me to post content on this channel when I've kind of established it as this like book channel, you know? Like, I don't feel like my hand is cramping trying to like stay near light. Here we go. But you know, I established it as this book channel, and I really didn't feel like it was right for me to like stray away from that and post other content. Like, I just feel like it wasn't the place. And only recently did I have a revelation where I was like, wait, hold up. This is my channel, you know? It's not like anyone else's channel. It's literally my channel. I can do whatever the flip. Not that I'm monetized. Why would I care about that? I can really do whatever I want with my channel. If I wanted to post other kinds of reviews, if I wanted to post videos talking about my mental health, if I wanted to post vlogs, I don't see why I wouldn't do that. Mostly because I feel like, I mean, ultimately YouTube, and for some reason, I don't know why I didn't realize this sooner, YouTube is a place where people subscribe because they like you, not necessarily because they, I mean, also like the content has to do with it. Like, obviously, like other people who are interested in books are going to subscribe to me too, but the main reason why they subscribe is mostly for my personality, I'd like to assume. And that's why people are here and people are still subscribing for some reason. I don't know why y'all subscribe to me. This sounds so bad, but I don't mean it in an insulting way. I just assume that because I'm not really posting anything that like I would lose subscribers. So like the concept of coming back on my channel randomly and seeing that I gained subscribers is like, what's going on? I heard a conspiracy theory through the grapevine that the YouTube algorithm has changed, so now it's like favoring like people who don't post regularly or very often are gaining subscribers versus like people who post like 3 times a week, because you know that's the whole like formula to YouTube, is that you like when you're starting out you post 3 times a week and then you grow, and once you've grown you can actually start posting as little or often as you want. That's why like a lot of big YouTubers, once they get over a certain threshold, they'll be like, oh, I'm only posting 2 times a week now, or once a week, or you know, because they've already passed that threshold. Whatever, that's a whole different other thing. You don't care about YouTube SEO and stuff, whatever. But that was kind of like a revelation that I had of like, this is my channel. I can literally do whatever I want with my channel. I don't know why I don't do that, but for a moment I was just like stuck on like, I need to post what people want to see, which is not the point of having a YouTube. You get what do you understand where I'm coming from? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I came to that revelation recently, and then it then became a dilemma of, okay, I don't really know what I want to post specifically now, because I don't feel like I read regularly enough to have a set schedule. And even now, I'll get into it later, but I think moving forward from here on out, I'm probably not going to have a like set schedule, you know? Like, I feel like it's probably going to be a situation where I just post whenever I feel like it. I would prefer for it to be once a week, but Lord knows I'm not disciplined enough to do that, so. I also realized that I like more than just books. I am a person who looks at multiple different forms of media, but my interest lies in the storytelling element of whatever it is that I'm looking at. So like, I'm kind of into movies, you know, watch a lot of people who watch a lot of movies. I don't watch a lot of movies because I'm a movie fanatic. I don't really care about the technical aspects of like shots and cinematography per se. I care more about the story being told and how it's told. So whether it's through books, movies, video games, anime, whatever it is, that's my interest, is storytelling. So I thought, you know, instead of just reviewing books, I just make it a broader thing of just reviewing things in general, whatever it is. and we shall see. I'm probably going to upload some of the backlog of videos that I have. We'll see. I have a couple that's like movie reviews. I'm trying not to show my window. I have a few that's like movie reviews, and it's a different format than what I usually do on my channel. It's like you know how like people have the animated sprites and it's just them talking while they're like characters like kind of moving around and stuff. I have a few like that, but I was like, that's very different from what I typically have done. It's worth a try. That's where I'm at right now. In terms of other updates, I was thinking about this during COVID-19, which, side note, it's really weird that people can't talk about coronavirus on YouTube because you get demonetized if you say okay, regardless, COVID happened and I was sitting at home just kind of, sitting on all these thoughts, thinking about it, pondering on it, breakdancing about it. And shortly after that, I think I was thinking about it for more or less a month. And then, obviously, the whole business with George Floyd happened. And chaos ensued. The world literally fell apart. With good reason too. I'm not trying to say as though like this movement is a bad thing by any means. But, people, there were peaceful protesters, and then there were people that were burning things down, and then there were people that were looting, and then there were people that were getting legitimately hurt. And it's like it's crazy. Literally, like, every state was rioting. Then like other countries were rioting as well that had no reason to really care about US politics, but here they were, also a part of this event that's happening in history. And honestly, from that perspective, it slowed a lot of things down. Not just for my channel, but also for the aspect of like getting books into my hands. For a while, I'm probably just going to have to use ebooks, because if you don't already know, majority, if not all of the books that I review have either been old books I've already had lying around, or a book that a friend gave me, or I just get it from the library. But since COVID happened, the libraries in my city really aren't open, and ordering books is not only kind of expensive, but it would also take like 3-4 months in advance to get to me before I can even read and then review and then record and edit. And so I was like, yeah, that's not gonna work out. So we'll probably be doing e-books from here on out, but we'll see, because some states are like opening up and some states aren't. My state currently has not lifted quarantine. Besides that, it's been a struggle almost because of the looting that happened. It's a shame, really, because of the looting that happened in my city specifically. It happened in majority the black community, which is so sad, because now none of the stores in the black community are open. So a lot of us have to go all the way downtown, and obviously like the first couple of days where rioting was happening, the entire city shut down. The bus lines weren't working. The police were like cutting off any and all streets to get to downtown. So unless you already lived there, there was no like getting to downtown. So for a while, no one could really get to like a store. Driving around anyway, it's just like you can see all the stores with their windows boarded up, and some people were like painting murals and stuff, which is nice, but it's a shame because people have been robbing literally everything. Places that don't even make sense to loot, if I'm being honest. Like, people were looting like insurance locations. Do you understand what I mean? Like, they robbed like a Liberty Mutual. There's nothing there. People were robbing the some of the bank branches around. It sucks because now we literally have nothing. So I don't know. I mean, things have been calming down nowadays, but for the next couple of weeks, I really don't know how things are gonna pan out. So you just kind of gotta wait it out and see how this pans out. Besides that, there's another particular story that I don't know if enough people know about, but there is this story about a girl named Brianna Taylor. She was from Kentucky, I believe, and her story was that the police had some sort of warrant. So they had a search warrant for her apartment because they believed that the original goal was that they were looking for some sort of drug dealers, and they had found two of them, and the location that they suspected the drug dealers were in weren't even close to her home, but they were like suspecting that she had gotten, or something went down in her like mail, so they got a search warrant for her house. They came in the middle of the night, and for whatever reason the search warrant that they had was like a no knock warrant, so they didn't have to knock and they didn't have to identify themselves as police. So they like broke the door down and came in, and Brianna's boyfriend, he had a license to carry a gun, and he woke up, got his gun, and went to go see what was happening because he assumed that somebody was breaking in. There was some sort of like argument or something happening, and then like the police just started shooting. Unfortunately, Brianna Taylor passed away, and I think the craziest thing about that situation is that boyfriend was charged with the murder. The charges were dropped eventually, but I bring this up mostly because, as tragic as the story actually is, it hits home for me way more than some of the other stories that are trending. Trending is probably not a good word to use right now, huh? Stories that are circulating right now. And I say this because not only does she share the same first name as me, but like the whole experience of experiencing basically a break-in while you're asleep is very traumatizing, and it has happened to me before. So I don't know. It bothers me, you know? It's been sitting with me for quite some time. And I think it's mostly because in the back of my head, nothing has ever screamed that could have been me more than that story. And I think about that a lot. I'm still thinking about it. Regardless, that's what I plan on doing with my channel, is doing more reviews. I have 2 movie reviews that I plan on posting. They're not in the format that you're probably going to be used to, but it's still worth, checking out. And besides that, I have been mostly just sitting and listening to other people give their opinions on everything that's going on. I've looked at several other booktubers talking about certain brands that are just not good allies at the moment, and put, stores and businesses that they would be protesting and boycotting. So, that's how that goes. And I think there was one YouTuber, and I wish I could remember her name. I think it was I'll put it up on the screen. And she said something along the lines of, and I forgive me if I misquote. She said something along the lines of, she wants allies to care as much about people of color during their lives as much as in their deaths, and basically saying how allies and people that don't look like us only care when someone dies. And it would be nice to receive support and this sort of fierce response from people when people are still alive as well, and not just when they die. So, I've been sitting on that as well, thinking about it, pondering it, breakdancing on it. It's probably going to be sitting with me for the next 3 years, at least. But, yeah, that's where I've been at. Oh, before I forget, this video is all over the place, as usual. I am going to my Goodreads, and I'm going to do a lot of editing of my reading list, because low-key it's a hot mess, and I want to clean it up, and I'm probably going to clean it up and just start completely over on my, what I want to read, plan to read lists, and what I've already read and stuff like that. Because what I've noticed is that the books that I tend to like to read, which is not YA, is actually literature. And I find that so interesting. So, I'll be adding more literature books and required reading books on my to-read list and see how that goes. One of the books that I think my friends were suggesting for me to reread was The Great Gatsby. And if you don't already know, I low-key don't. I read The Great Gatsby book in high school and I hated it. But then again, a lot of books that you're forced to read in high school, you really hate. But I think once you read it on your own without being forced to, without being forced to look through your teacher's lens and interpretation of the book, it gets a lot better. You're free to interpret anything as little or as much as you want to. And I think that just makes the whole experience more enjoyable. But I have my gripes with The Great Gatsby, and I want to reread it just to see if maybe I had my own personal issues, or if it was just because I was being forced to read something I didn't really care about, Besides that, that's it. Maybe I'll try to do hauls, or do people care about hauls? Do y'all care about hauls? I don't know. I just feel like unless I'm talking about a book or reviewing a book, I really don't care. But I'm the sort of person that's I want to know the story. But I mean, if y'all want me to post some sort of video of books I plan on reading, books that I've read, or monthly wrap-ups or yearly wrap-ups, or here's what I read that I just never talked to you guys about, maybe. But sorry, I keep looking over at my computer. I'm going to put some links in the description for the Black Lives Matter movement and how you can support. I don't know. I never feel like I have anything to say by the time my videos are over, and I'm just yeah, bye. As far as that's another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. As far as how often I will be posting. See, that's the hard part, because inconsistency is part of my brand at this point. It's always been my goal to post at least once a week. I know some people are when you're starting out, you gotta post 3 times a week, you gotta post 2 times a week, you gotta post every day. I don't think anybody posts every day. My goal has always been to post once a week. Is that really going to happen? I can't promise you that, because I've broken that promise so many times at this point. What I will say is that I at least want to not abandon my channel again. Post something eventually. I know that's not really a grand thing to announce, but I don't know what else to offer. My goal is to still post once a week. I'm not gonna really give up on that, but knowing me, I'm probably not gonna keep that promise. So just know that I will be posting.
1, 2, 3, funk it.
Um, I wasn't talking to you.